What's up, guys? It's Alex. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Coyote swaps, but not necessarily the how-tos and what to use and what not to use. I'm not that well versed on it as of yet. I will release a video eventually explaining what to get. Gen 1, Gen 2, F-150 motor, Gen 1, Gen 2 Mustang motor, what are the differences, what harnesses to use, da-da-da-da-da. But today's video is more about what people do out there in order to get information, and how they love to make their life more difficult, right? So a lot of you guys out there are very good at wiring. A lot of you guys are very good. They're very mechanically inclined, and you love that little minutia of working on a car. I had a guy on a forum the other day say, I received the wrong engine harness. I have an early Gen 2 engine harness, which is similar to 11 to 14, but the coils are, I have late Gen 2 coils, which is 16, 17 coils. Can anyone show me where I can find the right pins to do that? And I'm just like, why don't you just buy the right coils? I think they're like 140 bucks from anywhere. And why not buy the right coils for the right generation? Because early 15, because my red Mustang has, or it's an early 15, it still has the older coils, 11 through 14 coils. So instead of just buying the right coils, this guy wanted to repin everything, make his life insanely difficult. So he calls around, or he goes, I'm okay, I can do it. I'd rather buy little pins for 11 cents and potentially fuck it up, because you got to do it, what, 16 times through the harness, and I'm sure he's gonna fuck something up. But some people love doing it the hard way. So when I go to Power by the Hour once in a while, I just listen. You know, I go here for a couple of reasons: to help them out with calibrations or R&D or whatever they got going on, and I learn a bunch, and to listen, because I want to see what the trends are. What are the trends? What are the hot things? And F100s are huge right now. People are just going crazy with the F100s. Broncos, early Broncos are huge right now with Coyote swaps. So somebody called not too long ago and said, look, I have this wiring harness that came right out of a Mustang from a junkyard, but I cut the body harness part of it, you know, the engine harness with the body, you know, with the other connections. I cut it. I need you guys to tell me what color wire does what, so that I can wire it myself. But he didn't have a Mustang wiring harness. He had a Gen 2 F-150 motor, and he wanted to use a Gen 1 control system, and he wanted to wire it himself. And I was like, what? Why don't you just buy a Gen 1 control pack and call it good? If you have a Gen 1 motor, buy a Gen 1 control pack, or a Power by the Hour Gen 1 control pack. If it's an automatic, Power by the Hour sells in Gen 1 automatic control pack. Ford Racing does not. Ford Racing only has a manual Gen 1 control pack. What's Gen 1? 11, 14, the Copperhead computer. Gen 2, Ford does offer a automatic and a manual control pack. Power by the Hour sells both. They sell their control pack. They sell a Gen 1 manual control pack. They sell their own Gen 2 auto control pack. I'm sorry, Gen 1 auto control pack. They sell the Gen 2 manual and auto control pack. So a lot of people call here and shops similar to try to get information out of them, right? I need to know what wire pins what to this, to this, to this, and that. And then after people like that spend a half hour to 45 minutes on the phone trying to help this person, they say, thank you, click, and they hang up and they go do their thing. And then when they fuck it up, they call back and go, oh, you know, I still want to hook up my AC, but I cut everything. Tell me what wire I need to, you know, run and color and this and this and that. And at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to buy a complete control pack that has all that shit still in it, as opposed to trying to wire it yourself. I understand people are trying to save money. I get on the Coyote Swap forums and I'm just like, you guys love making life difficult. There are companies like Power by the Hour, like other companies like Low Car that make shifters for it, that make a bunch of stuff ready to go. And because you guys want to save a buck and do it yourself and make life difficult, you'll go ahead and, I don't know if it's out of spite or ego. I think it's a little bit of both. A lot of people tend to go, well, you know what? I'm not gonna buy that shit. It's severely overpriced. You know why it's priced that way? Because it fits the first time and it works. Whether it be PBH or other companies providing swap parts, there's a reason that the price is what it is, because it works. It plain and simply bolts in and works. Luckily, there's enough clientele out there to understand that. And dealers. They have a bunch of dealer networks that supply the parts, because guess what? It's a one-stop solution for swap stuff. But what really kind of ticks me off about people that ask a bunch of questions and then hang up the phone is, now you've taken that person's 45 minutes to an hour time. They helped you, and you're just going to hang up the phone and go, coop, oh, no problem. You're not even going to go on their website and buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a pulley, anything, because the know-how that you just got from that company, the value in that is insane. I used to work at another company, and then the first question I would ask is, are you an existing customer? And I'm a little more militant about it. I go, well, if you're not an existing customer, I'm gonna give you drips and drabs of information. I'm literally gonna say, well, if you want us to fix it, we can fix it. If you want to schedule an appointment and come in, we can look it over and diag it and then see if there's a way we can fix it. I would never say, oh, here's how you fix it. Oh, where's the money in that? Because if I don't bring money into the company, then I'll be out of a job, okay? I can't just keep giving out free information all the time for people that just want information and will not buy anything from you. Oh, that's fucked up, Alex. Why don't you help them out? This is how I'm helping you out. This is it. I am giving you free information every day here. I'm telling you what injector to get. I'm telling you what cold air is good, what supercharger preference I have, what to look out for when it comes to false knock, this and this and that. But guess what? I'm getting paid to give you this information. That's right. YouTube and all the other social media outlets, I get paid. I funnel everything to a certain site that gives me money, and I'm getting paid to give you this information. If I wasn't getting paid for this information, I wouldn't give it to you. No offense. At the end of the day, what you know up here costs money, because people like me, people like Power by the Hour, all the other people that provide a service busted their ass, did a bunch of R&D, and they provide parts based on their research. And I'd feel terrible if I contacted a company, the guy on the other end went out of his way and bent over backwards to help me out, and I didn't at least buy a shirt or consider buying some of their parts. I've literally seen people call certain places, whether it be my previous employer or this place, ask all the questions on the planet, then go on the forums and start criticizing some of the parts that they provide, even though the company helped them out, gave them a bunch of information, told them what wire, what pin, what to do, what not to do, saved them time, which in turn saved them money. But then they go out and pop off because, I don't know, they have some kind of Instagram for whatever reason. If you're going to go out there and look for information, and a company is going to give you information and not ask for a dime on your end, do the right thing and buy a shirt, a pulley. If you consider buying a set of wheels and they sell them, consider that place, because they went out of their way to give you information that costs money, and it costs them time, because guess what? Time is money. If you're pulling me off of my tuning queue to answer your questions, and I know you're just wasting my time, I'm gonna just feed you crumbs, because I'd rather have someone paying me for the information or paying for calibration, or an existing customer, I will pay them more mind and more attention than someone that's just going to call up to get free information all the time because it's too cheap to buy the right parts to complete the swap right the first time. Don't be a cheapskate. Don't go out there calling companies asking for information. They give you information and then you go shit on them on other forums, or do not at least consider them when it comes time to buy parts. That is a shitty trend that's been going on nowadays, and I wanted to call some attention to it. So hopefully you guys, if you do that, if you get some good information, help them out. Buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a bracket kit, buy a pulley, buy something, because their time is money, and so is yours. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you later.